162 runs for the Sunrisers Hyderabad, and thereafter Delhi Capitals won the toss in the eliminator and put the opposition in. Are those runs good? We had heard that Visakhapatnam would be a belter, there'd be lots of runs, but it seemed a lot more like the kind of surface Delhi played quite a bit of cricket on, and even the Chennai Super Kings. Akeem Paul and Ishant Sharma among the wickets, Martin Guptill and Manish Pandey with some 30s, but no major contribution otherwise with either bat or ball. Dan Vettori and Murli Karthik to look back at it, and we're waiting for your questions, comments and suggestions through, so send them forward. Dan, happier team at halftime for you would be?
Wow, it's a tough question. I think the wicket was completely different to what we advertised, so apologies for that. But I think...
we advertised without using the product.
Look, I think because of your point that you made around Delhi being possibly used to these surfaces, they would feel fairly comfortable, but I think Sunrisers have an experienced batting on it. We'll be having some conversations around how to bowl on it now, what they found out, and they have got their bowling attack. They've got a bowling attack that can be successful on that wicket.
Same question, Karthik. Happier team for you?
Same answer.
Delhi.
Yeah, it's a tough one. No, look, they'll be happy where they got to. The last over could they have done a bit more, because 13th over they were not even close to, or we know they wouldn't have remotely thought that they could get to where they have gotten to. So yeah,
okay,
it's a tough one.
Govind Venugopalan says, match in the balance in Govind's view. If Nabi and Rashid can be negotiated, then Delhi could win. What else do we have? Was Guptill the difference with the quick fire cameo, says Carl Steger watching from Tokyo.
Okay.
Was it easier to bat just early on when Guptill was having a crack, and did it get tougher as the innings went on, Dan?
Look, I think he just went out there and batted, and I think the pitch was irrelevant to him. That's the way he plays. I thought Vijay Shankar's innings was probably the difference maker in the end. To come out there, he's been under a lot of pressure, but to come out there and score so quickly, 25 off 11 balls, that showed that he could bat on it, which I suppose is a good thing for Delhi, but also gave Sunrisers a score that they'll be pretty happy with, I think.
Okay, Suman says Delhi will chase this easily. There's one from Kevin Chug. I'm super impressed by how Ishant Sharma, and you call him Ishu Bhai, but how Ishant Sharma is bowling. He has totally transformed himself. Views, Karthik?
He definitely has bowled well. Yeah, he definitely has bowled well, and the ability to bowl Yorkers and the way he got Kane Williamson out, he has definitely worked on what he wants to do in T20, not be predictable, try and change those lengths, and the requirement of the sport and the requirement of the format is such, and it's good to see that Ishant Sharma has changed that.
Yeah, Crispin Jarrad says matches seem to be ending at the same time in spite of beginning early. Yeah, we share that observation. No idea why that
tell me about it.
No idea why that
Tell me about it.
He also follows up, Crispin, and says, should Shreyas Iyer have called Huda back? It seemed like there was some to and fro between the umpires and the batsman. Initially, Shreyas Iyer said, it's all right, let him bat, one ball to go. And Rishabh Pant said, nah, I'm not having that. What happened there? What would you have done? Karthik, first you.
Look, it wouldn't have made any difference. It's just that in this case, the fact that he went for the ball suddenly because nobody knew. Everybody, the batsman didn't know. He just ran straight.
Well,
would have made any.
It could be one run, which.
Well, I don't think it would have made a difference. So Shreyas Iyer should have called him back. So he got all the plaudits. Yeah. Everyone would have hailed us.
He did.
But they eventually. But Rishabh Pant gave him out, so he had to walk off.
Yeah, that's how it works. Whoever goes for more money at the auction, maybe that kind of thing. Rishabh Pant wasn't having any of it. He wanted the run out to his credit. It was good work, and to be fair, it looked like Deepak Hooda might not have made his ground anyway with how far he was out. But anyway. Ankit is having harsh words on Manish Pandey, saying he should be released. Teams need to look for players that are better suited for home pitches. While he was good for Bangalore and Kolkata, but he's not good for slow tracks, and this is where Chennai gets it right. Is that a harsh assessment, Manish Pandey?
It's a very harsh assessment. Up until this, I know he had a tough start, but his last 5 or 6 games have been fantastic. He's a near India international. He's obviously played. I would be very reluctant to ever give up on Manish Pandey. I think he'd be one of those guys who would be sought after at the auction if Sunrisers did that.
Okay, Praveen Reddy. Dan, what do you think about the spinners bowling more in the power play? Maybe 3 or 4 overs in the power play?
I think Nabi's going to open. I think Nabi is going to be so dangerous on this wicket, particularly with the new ball. One's going to skid on, one's going to spin. Karthik made the point earlier around Axar Patel actually spinning a few balls, and I think the way that wicket suggests that you can undercut the ball and still turn on that, which means that Nabi's going to be a real handful.
Yeah, Crispin says, it's been a story of the veterans this IPL. Ishant, Mishra, Tahir, Dhoni. Still not tiring out, running out some of the old boys.
Why should they?
Yeah.
Experience is never found on any window or shop or shelf or whatever you call it.
Munir Mullah for Dan Vettori. Did Williamson and Manish Pandey, could they have played with a bit more intent? There was a good start for Sunrisers, getting 56 in the first 6, and then it all seemed to slow down.
Well, look, I think they did lose some wickets, and then I think they assessed those conditions more than anyone. Mishra bowled fantastic. We haven't even spoken about him, and then Axel Patel did his role in those middle stages. So whilst you can talk about intent, I think it's more commending the bowling. I think the Delhi bowlers were fantastic, and even Kemo Paul through the middle stages as well. So tough going for Sunrisers batsmen.
Amit Mishra, very good, didn't even concede a boundary in this spell, which maybe puts a question to the selections from Delhi whether there has been a case for a
Lamichhane. Yeah.
spinner.
Look, I thought the same thoughts when I was sitting there. But having said that, Kemo Paul bowled brilliantly in the end. Who could they have brought him for? Only Kemo Paul?
Yeah, I mean that would be the obvious one unless you're willing to leave Trent Bolt out.
Trent Bolt, or for that matter, Sherfin Rutherford. No, I thought that hindsight, Lamichhane. It's a tough one again because Kemo Paul bowled really well.
Okay, Vinod says Ponting's influence on Ishant is making him perform better because no one knows better than Ricky Ponting about Ishant Sharma's potential since the past 11 years. We touched upon that point. Did you ever have a player that wanted to prove a point to you when you were coach?
Everyone.
Not prove a point, but live up to your expectation. Prove a point is the wrong way, but live up to your expectation of
definitely.
him.
I think every player wants to prove a point. Not to the coach, but to themselves.
So you were quite a kind cricketer. You weren't like Ricky Ponting, where you guys had a bit of a crack at him at the field.
Sure, there's someone.
Now carry on. Ishant Sharma and the influence of Ponting perhaps on him.
Look, I think it's if you look at the dynamics of a coach and within the team, it'd be more the bowling coach that has a lot more to do with Ishant Sharma. So I think it's James Hope's there. So I think that relationship will be the one that will be trying to get the most out of Ishant. I think Ricky's looking after 1,000 different things, and I'm sure he's passing on some confidence to the likes of Ishant. But in terms of improvement, it's down to Ishant Sharma and the bowling coach and James Hopes.
Ahmad Jan says Nabi has always changed the game when he comes to the crease, whether with bat or ball. That's nice because Mohammad Nabi seems to be a value cricketer and continues to show his value.
Super value cricketer. Came in straight away, didn't want to take too many balls to possibly play shots.
Yeah.
And we know what he does with the ball. Very consistent, very simple, very easy on the eye.
Munir Mullah, all teams respecting Rashid Khan. How should Delhi play him and how should Sunrisers use him on this pitch? Like, how would you use Rashid Khan?
I think he'll be able the back end of the power play. And then they'll look to use him 2 through the middle, and then they'll save that last over for what they perceive as an important situation. So that's generally how Kane's used them, how Bhuvanesh Kumar used them before. So I think that's the thing that suits Rashid Khan. He knows how to bowl in those situations. I don't think he should be left for the death. I think he's far too valuable earlier on in the game.
Yeah, Govind, we've just touched upon your question a little earlier. Did Delhi miss a trick by not playing Lamichhane on this pitch? If they win this game, they might be really tempted to try Lamichhane against CSK if Delhi win it.
In place of whom? Because you're looking at the way he bowled in the end overs, he didn't allow.
You like the way Kemo Paul bowled. Yeah. Okay.
Anybody can go the distance.
Sure. Kevin says, what about changing the batting order for Delhi? They've got Iyer. Could Iyer go down to 4 because Munro's there? Munro could bat at 3. It's an important game. What would be your ideal batting order? Karthik?
I won't change too much again. Okay. Colin Munro, he's suited up the order, but Prithvi Shaw, Shikhar Dhawan, and they've been going fine. So
will we just see one of those left, right sort of things dictate the order?
Possibly, and then Sunrisers will try and counter that with Nabi and Rashid Khan. So, look, I think Delhi are not going to change anything in this situation. They're going to be walking out to the middle saying, we know this type of wicket, we back Shikhar, the way he's been playing. So I don't see any changes to what they've used so far.
Predictions, gentlemen. Delhi or Sunrisers?
I get a feeling Delhi will get through.
You'll think Delhi will get through. Close?
No, initially I'd said that
close,
Sunrisers are close.
Close. Daniel?
I've been hovering around Sunrisers, so why not?
I want to stick to Sunrisers. Yeah. So it's split 1-1. This is the same score that, like Ian Bishop pointed out at the ends of commentary, that the same score that Sunrisers ended up taken to a super over in the game against Mumbai. So why don't I throw in the super over? So 1-1 and a super over, and then I have no idea who will win after that. We'll take Karthik and Dan's thoughts at the end of the game. it's for staying alive in the tournament. So there's plenty at stake for both Delhi and Hyderabad. This is a decent or at least a par score. Let's see what Sunrisers bowlers can make of it. We'll be back to review it all on ESPN Cricinfo Matchday T20.